Before I let you go, I want to ask you a couple of questions about the basketball team. Look, I went to Miami. I'm not a UC guy. My parents went to UC, but I love following the UC basketball team. I've been a big believer in Wes, but he kind of just once the season ends and you're just like, you wanted a little bit more. What if you're in the Big 12 as a conference, of course, and basketball is a total different juggernaut as it relates to football, but what are your expectations here going into this basketball season? I believe in the exhibition game, correct me if I'm wrong, they beat Michigan. Is that right?
They beat Michigan, number 7 team in the country, allegedly. They had a couple guys out. But yeah, I mean, that gives you a vote of confidence. I know exhibitions don't count, but I mean, this is a brand new team. They returned 2 players and they come out, score over 100 against Michigan. Good signs, because there was an injury with Jalen Haynes, guy from George Mason that transferred over that I thought was going to be a big part of it. Seems like he's going to be out for the season. They haven't actually gave the details yet, which typically means like probably not great. But they got a lot of depth, and there's a lot of talent on the team. And like you said, Wes continually does it every offseason. You just see these portal hauls and the recruits that come in, and you're like, wow. And he talks the talk.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the greatest speaker probably ever in coaching history. So he gets you going. But after 5 straight seasons and not making the tournament, he's got to do it. So it's make or break for Wes Miller. It was kind of the same thing for Scott Satterfield this year. I'm expecting them to make the tournament. I'm thinking middle of the pack in the Big 12, which is no slouch. If you finish in that 7 to 8 range, you're going to be in the NCAA tournament. So that's what I'm hoping for. Again, it's a lot of new guys, completely new roster makeup, so it might take a little bit of time to gel. But they got some good out-of-conference games too, which we haven't had in the last few seasons of Wes, where we don't really know what this team has. We'll know pretty quickly. We got Louisville, Xavier, of course, on the road. I know they're struggling, but we haven't won at Cintas Stone since I was like 6. So we got to win that game. But I'm expecting good things from Wes Miller and the Bearcats this year.
No Jizzle James this year, and when he was a freshman, it was, wow, this guy's unbelievable, and I remember thinking, get him on the court more, like, what are we doing here? But then it kind of feels like, in maybe some ways, he was kind of a cancer to the team. Do you think there's anything to that? Do you think they're better off, honestly, without him?
Well, yeah, partly yes, and the fact that he left it in late August was not ideal, because I'm like sitting there going, hey, we could have used that money elsewhere and maybe brought in a couple of guys instead of him. So when we lost him, not great, but I was really saying it towards the end of last season. I think he's a really talented player. I hope he does well wherever he ends up. But he, we called him Dribble James. He controlled the basketball a little bit too much. The offense wasn't flowing. It was stagnant. And you already saw it really in that exhibition game. Like, guys are moving. It's more fluid. It's not all on Jizzle James. Like I said, it's a whole new roster. But the way that he was scoring was contested mid-range jumpers. I don't want to get too, dorky analytical on you. But I think we know that's not really a recipe for a great offense with contested jump shots on an undersized guard. So, no, it could be addition by subtraction. We will see if somebody can pick up that scoring slack. I think that's one thing where we lack, is we don't have like a definitive go-to scorer on this team. Somebody may, take that role. We will see. But yeah, I like what he's done with the roster makeup, and, crossing my fingers. I said this every year, man. I feel like this is a tournament team. We will see.
Yeah. They got one of the guys that you mentioned, or that when you're talking about guys in the portal, they bring in Kerr Kriisa, and it feels like he's like 30 years of age and he's been playing college basketball forever. What's he going to bring to this team? Because he's had a lot of success at lots of different stops.
Kerr Kriisa, if you follow like Cincinnati men's basketball on social media, that guy's having the time of his life right now. I mean, he really is. He loves it. They were just talking about yesterday, and some of the Chatterbox Bearcats guys dropped a video today, I think this morning, in regards to, he mentioned he may be able to get a 7th year of eligibility. And Wes Miller's already looking into it for next season, which, I guess bodes well. That means Wes Miller thinks he's making the NCAA tournament, because otherwise he's out the door.
Right.
But what he brings, man, is just a different energy. Like, he is, we all saw the clip of him going at Luka Doncic in one of those Euro games, where he's in Luka Doncic's face. I mean, we're talking possibly the best player in the NBA. That's the type of confidence he brings, and he could shoot the hell out of the ball too. And we're talking about a guy that feels like a decade ago. I mean, he led the Pac-12 in assists not that long ago. I mean, what was it? Really, actually was long. It was like 5 years ago. So the guy can facilitate. He doesn't need the rock in his hands at all times. He will make some wildly bad passes. I promise you that. You'll see some turnovers from him. But I just love the energy he brings and his mentality. So I'm excited to see Kirk Creese. I've been a fan of him for, since he came out of high school.
Yeah, likewise. Certainly exciting times for the basketball program. Hopefully they can live up to the expectations, and hopefully the Bearcat football team can keep it rolling there as well. What do we have coming on Saturday? Any Chatterbox Bearcats content? We got a show anywhere? Do you want to enlighten us on what's going down?
Yeah, we'll be doing a live show after the game as we always do. So game's at 4 o'clock, so I'd say right around 7. Chatterbox Sports YouTube page.
Yep.
Me and Chuck will be jumping on, hopefully, having some victory beverages. And then we'll stay tuned for we're doing live shows at Martino's.
Yeah.
Typically for road games, though, because otherwise, home games, Martino's is going to be packed over on Short Vine. So we'll keep you in tune on that. We're trying to figure that out. Probably the Utah road game will be the next one. But, yeah, stay tuned. Chatterbox Bearcats YouTube page and Chatterbox Sports, of course.
Awesome. Sounds great, and best of luck with that, and hopefully the Bearcats can bring home another victory. Hudson, I appreciate you hopping on short notice. Had a lot of fun there, and hopefully we can do it again soon, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Take care.